Have you ever seen a sea turtle hatchling scramble towards the ocean? It's an incredible sight. But have you ever stopped to think about why a mother turtle lays over 100 eggs in a single nest? Or why a single salmon can lay thousands of eggs? And don't even get me started on rabbits. It seems like an explosion of life. Almost excessive. Why do so many animals have so many babies? Is it just nature being a bit over the top? Well, the answer is no. It's not random at all. In fact, it's one of the most calculated and fascinating strategies in the entire playbook of life. Think of it as a high-stakes lottery, a numbers game where the prize is the survival of the species. Every single one of those tiny turtle hatchlings, those countless salmon eggs, or those fluffy bunny kits represents a ticket in this lottery. The more tickets you have, the better your chances of winning. And in nature, winning means passing your genes on to the next generation. This whole concept is a fundamental part of a field in biology called life history theory. It's all about how organisms allocate their energy to survive and reproduce. And when it comes to reproduction, evolution has cooked up two main strategies, which are often called the R strategy and the K. These aren't just random letters. They come from a mathematical equation used to model population growth. But don't worry, we won't be doing any complex math today. Just think of R for rapid and K for carrying capacity. Animals that follow the R strategy are the ones we're talking about, the mass producers of the animal kingdom. These are species like insects, frogs, fish, and yes, our sea turtles. Their entire life plan revolves around producing a massive number of offspring in a relatively short amount of time. The key here is that they invest very little energy into each individual baby. Once the eggs are laid or the young are born, it's often a case of you're on your own, kid. So, why this seemingly cold approach? It all comes down to the environment they live in. These R strategists often inhabit unstable, unpredictable places. Think about a temporary puddle for a mosquito or the open ocean for a fish. Dangers are everywhere. Predators are lurking, food might be scarce, and the weather can change in an instant. For a tiny, vulnerable baby, the odds of surviving to adulthood are incredibly low. It's a brutal world out there. If a frog laid only 2 or 3 eggs, the chances that any of them would survive to become adult frogs are practically zero. A hungry bird, a sudden drought, and poof, that's the end of the line. By producing thousands of eggs, the frog is playing the odds. It's a statistical guarantee that even if 99.9% of its offspring get eaten, or dry out, or just don't make it, a few lucky individuals will survive. Those few survivors are enough to carry the species forward. It's a strategy of quantity over quality. The parents don't nurture. They just produce. Their energy isn't spent on raising their young, but on creating as many potential chances for survival as possible. The vast majority are destined to become food for other animals, contributing to the broader ecosystem. It's a harsh but effective system. That single sea turtle hatchling we see making it to the waves is the winner of a life-or-death lottery against thousands of its own siblings. Now, let's flip the coin and look at the other side, the K strategy. This is the quality over quantity approach. Think about animals like elephants, whales, primates including us, humans, and large birds of prey, like eagles. These are the K strategists. They have very few offspring over their lifetime. An elephant, for example, might only have a handful of calves in her entire life. A female chimpanzee will typically give birth to a single baby at a time, and then wait several years before having another. So why the drastic difference? It's all about the investment. K strategists invest a huge amount of time and energy into each and every one of their young. This starts even before birth, with long gestation periods. An elephant's pregnancy lasts for almost 2 years. That's a massive energy commitment. And after birth, the investment continues, and even intensifies. The parents and sometimes the entire social group protect, feed, and teach the youngster everything it needs to know to survive. A baby elephant, for instance, stays with its mother and the herd for many years. It learns where to find water, what foods are safe to eat, how to interact with other elephants, and how to avoid predators. This extended childhood is like a long-term apprenticeship for survival. Because of this high level of parental care, the chances of an individual baby surviving to adulthood are much, much higher compared to an arthropathologist. When you invest so much in one offspring, you do everything you can to make sure that investment pays off. These animals usually live in more stable environments where the population is close to the carrying capacity, that is, the K, which is the maximum number of individuals that the environment can support. In these conditions, competition for resources is fierce. It's not about just surviving the chaos. It's about being smart, strong, and skilled enough to outcompete others. A well-raised, well-educated offspring has a much better chance in this kind of world. So, for case strategists, having one or two highly capable offspring is a much better bet than having 1,000 vulnerable ones. It's a different kind of lottery, one where you buy one very expensive, very promising ticket instead of 1,000,000 cheap ones. Of course, nature is never as simple as just two boxes. Many animals fall somewhere in between these two extremes. Think about our friend the rabbit. They have large litters, which sounds like an arthropathologist, but the mother rabbit also nurses her young and keeps them in a protected burrow for a few weeks. This is a level of parental care you wouldn't see from a frog or a fish. So, they're a mix. Or consider a pig, which has a big litter but also invests heavily in nursing and protecting her piglets. This spectrum of strategies shows just how adaptable life is. The exact number of babies an animal has is a finely tuned response to the specific pressures and opportunities of its environment. So, when you see a cloud of newly hatched insects or a nest full of squirming baby animals, you're not just seeing a lot of babies. You're seeing the result of millions of years of evolutionary calculation. You're seeing a strategy for survival that has been tested by time, by predators, and by the very environment itself. Whether it's through overwhelming numbers or intensive care, the ultimate goal is the same: to make sure that life, in all its incredible diversity, continues. It's a beautiful, brutal, and brilliantly efficient system. Next time you ponder the mysteries of the natural world, remember the high-stakes lottery of life. It's happening all around us, all the time. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the world of animal reproduction, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.